Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Ultima 7, The Black Gate. In our previous episode, we were mysteriously summoned back to the land of Britannia after being taunted by a mysterious figure with a red face. Upon arriving in the land, we were confronted with a gruesome murder, and we've been tasked by the mayor of Trinsic to follow up on this murder and solve it and bring the killer to justice. So we're on our way out of town, leaving Trinsic for the north to head to the town of Britain, where we believe the killer, who evidence seems to show was a man with a hook for a hand, was headed next. So let's go ahead and head out of town here. We're walking north to the north gate of the town. Let's talk to this guard. You see a tough-looking guard who takes his job very seriously. Now, we were given the password to leave the town by the mayor.
What is the password?
The password's Blackbird.
Very well, thou mayest pass.
Alright, we're going to be traveling with our party members, who are Yolo, our old companion of old in many previous Ultima games, and Spark, who's the son of Christopher, the man that was murdered. Spark is joining with us to try to bring his father's killer to justice. Alright, let's be on our way. So, if you've played previous games, you know that Britain is to the north, so we're going to follow this pathway north out of the town.
That is the proper direction to travel, Avatar.
What in the world? Yolo, did you hear that? Hear what, Avatar? The birds? You mean it is a very nice day out? That sounded a lot like the voice of that red-faced being that was taunting us earlier. Something very mysterious is going on here. Let's keep going. Oh, what's this? Let's see who these people are. Come view the passion play, they're saying. You see a middle-aged actress with a very serious expression. She's unable to speak with you because she's concentrating on her part in the passion play. Perhaps you should speak to Paul. Okay, let's see who Paul is. Let's see this person. You see a short, stocky actor in his mid to late 40s. He cannot speak to you now because he's concentrating on his lines for the passion play. Perhaps you should speak to Paul. Alright, so we have to speak to the other person. It's very hard sometimes to click on people because of how fast this game runs. Even though we're running this on an emulator that does slow it down for use in modern computers, it doesn't give you the exact same experience as when you played it back on, say, an old 386 machine. It's still workable, but sometimes it's hard to click on things if they're moving around. You see a young entertainer who beckons to you. I am Paul. My colleagues' names are Meryl and Dustin. What's your job, Paul? We perform a passion play about the Fellowship. It costs only 2 gold per person to see. If thou dost want us to perform it, please say so. Oh, they perform a passion play about the Fellowship. That was the organization we learned about in our last episode. Tell us more about the Fellowship, Paul. It would be much simpler to view the play. All right. What is a passion play? A passion play is a morality tale performed on stage. Yolo, Spark, do you want to watch this play? After all, it seems like this organization's gotten pretty big in Britannia, and they seem to be doing some good. But we were a little concerned last time with the behavior of some of their members. It seemed almost cult-like. And there is a little bit of evidence, circumstantial evidence to be sure, that they may have been involved in that murder. We don't have any hard proof. I think it would be to our benefit to learn more about this organization. Let's watch the performance. Wouldst thou like to see our passion play? I would love to, sir. I'm very interested in learning more about the Fellowship. Paul takes your gold. We thank thee. If thou wouldst make thyself comfortable, we shall begin. As the actors take their places and don masks, you settle down to watch the action. Spark whispers to you, I wish there was a confectioner that sold candied apples. The music starts to play as Paul takes center stage and addresses the audience. Welcome to our tale, a tale so true to life. 'Tis a tale of tragedy, a man has lost his wife. But the story need not be sad when the Fellowship is here. The triad of inner strength gives one no cause to fear. Dustin takes the stage as Paul moves away. Meryl lies on the ground in front of him and assumes a death-like pose.
'Tis doom, 'tis despair, 'tis death. My beloved wife is gone. Disease has taken her away, and left me with but a song.
Dustin puts his head in his hands and mimes sobbing. As he sobs, Meryl rises from her death in a ghost-like fashion that addresses Dustin. Mine husband, my love, do not despair, 'tis not doom. Thou shalt rise above all this melancholy and gloom.
Who doth speak to me? Could it be she? Or have I indeed gone mad? But who else could it be?
Mine husband, thou must listen. Thou hast thy comfort within thy grip. Thou must only seek them out, those that can help, the fellowship. Meryl drifts off stage, leaving Dustin alone.
The fellowship, she said, but what do I need with it? I have mine 8 virtues and mine healers. With these, nothing else will fit.
Paul enters the stage with Meryl, who now wears a different mask.
But that is where thou art wrong. The fellowship exists to help thee. The triad of inner strength is here, to give thee a sense of unity. Join us now and thou wilt see. Join thy brothers and our plan. To promote the tenets of our group, thou wilt be a better man.
At this point, an elaborate mimed sequence reveals how Dustin joins the fellowship, receives his medallion from a branch leader, portrayed by Paul, and receives congratulations from Meryl.
Strive for unity at all times, and trust thy brother through all ill. For worthiness precedes thine own reward. Hark to our words, it surely will. I shall give half my wealth to thee. I shall do thy bidding, and then wait. My reward shall come one day, and free me from mine awful fate.
Dustin mimes giving Paul some money. Paul exits, then Dustin lies down on the stage and mimes going to sleep. After a moment, Meryl enters the stage, dances around Dustin's body, sprinkling some kind of sparkling dust on him. Yolo whispers to you, I am particularly enjoying the visual effects. The script is a little weak, dost thou not think? Meryl leaves the stage and Dustin wakes up. Lo and behold, he finds a bag near his place of sleep. Upon opening it, he finds a bundle of gold.
By Lord British, I declare, 'tis my reward from the air. The voice I heard at night was right. About my wretched life I will not care. The voice came to me in a dream. 'Twas mine inner voice, so fair. I now have a companion and provider, and a master about whom I care.
You're jarred by the actor's choice of words. Companion, provider, and master. You realize you've heard them before. This is really awful, says Spark. Paul and Meryl join Dustin on stage and they all hold hands.
The fellowship can give thee purpose. To join is thine only choice. Commit thyself to our just cause, and find thine inner voice.
At that point, the actors bow and you realize it is the end. You give them polite applause. What do they mean about the voice? I'm not sure I understand. 'Twas a confusing play. I did not like it at all. We have wasted our time and money. That is the last time that I let thee decide how best we entertain ourselves. Well, that was certainly something. It certainly didn't make the fellowship look any more cult-like. Here, give us all your money in the promise of some possible future reward. But more disturbing to me, honestly, is the thing that Dustin said about a companion, a provider, and a master. Where did we hear that before? That red-faced being that taunted us said that he would be our companion, our provider, and our master. Mwahahahahaha, as he laughed when he was done. This almost seems to confirm that the red-faced being is definitely tied to the Fellowship in some way. And if Spark was to be believed about his dream, the red-faced man's also tied to that murder, which means the Fellowship might be too. We still don't have definite proof, but this makes me a little bit more leery of the Fellowship. Let's continue on our way towards Britain. Okay, following the road up, here's a swamp. Let's see what this sign says. North to Britain. Oh, and do you hear that music? That's the music letting you know that an enemy is approaching. Let's take a moment and pause the game by hitting I to bring up our inventory. Spark has a weapon. He has a sling. Let's put that in his hand so he's equipped. Yolo's already equipped with his crossbow, and he has 30 bolts with which to use. Now, one thing, like Ultima 6, I can go ahead and set strategies for our members of our party. I can have Yolo attack the weakest enemy, the strongest enemy, I don't know exactly what all of these mean. I will look that up and talk about it in a later episode. But for example, guard the weakest member of our current party from whoever else is attacking. Assume a defensive position, flank them, run away. But right now I'll just have attack the closest enemy as everybody's strategy. Now, unlike Ultima 6, I can't set these characters to command mode. I can't individually control them. Once I activate combat mode, everybody just starts attacking. It isn't even turn-based anymore. It's just kind of a free-for-all, as you will see in just a moment. Let's go ahead and exit everybody out. We'll wait for this. There it is. It's an alligator. So, to begin combat, you see this dove. I'm going to click on that, engage combat mode, and here we go. It was pretty quick, wasn't it? Not much you can actually do except just attack. Now the avatar, you can actually put into a command control mode where you can control him in combat individually. But again, I'll just have him auto fight. There's no reason why not to. Let's check the body. Nope, the alligator wasn't carrying anything that we could loot, so we'll continue on our way. We want to go ahead and avoid these swampy bits. We don't want to get poisoned. Exactly, Yola. We could use some... Oh, gosh. We could use some swamp boots. Let's continue north. Okay, we're through that swamp. What does this sign say? Paws. Oh, the village of Paws, just to the south of Britain. Yolo had mentioned that it's actually grown and is almost like a suburb now. Let's look around. What's this building? The Salty Dog. That seems like a pub to me. It's the name of a pub or something. Oh, let's see who this person is. You see the town bartender. She looks very busy, but she obviously takes pride in her work. Hello, what's your name? I'm Polly. It's a pleasure to meet thee. What do you do, Polly? The owner and proprietor of the Salty Dog, the finest eating and drinking establishment in all of Paws, at thy service. The finest in all of Paws? Actually, there are no other inns or pubs in Paws. It's a small place, but our food and drink here is quite good, honestly. So let's see, what do you sell? What would thou like to buy? They sell meat, all kinds of different food. Jerky, jerky sells 12 gold for 10 pieces. Canst thou afford my price? Not right now, but jerky's a good food for us to take with us later if we want to have food as on our journey. They also will sell rooms. Let's get out of here. For only 5 gold, we could spend the night, but we don't need to right now. All right, Polly, it was nice to meet you. Good day to thee, my lord. All right, so this is the Salty Dog Inn and pub. Let's see if there's anybody else around here. There's a book here. Apparently the Avatar was already here. The mayor of Trinsic mentioned that someone was masquerading as us, and they stole the Rune of Honor. Looks like that person might have been here. Jala Britain, Timaview. Oh, Dupre was here. We must have missed him. All right, let's keep looking around the town. Oh, what's this building here? Oh, there's a cow. Ah, come back here, sir. You see a man whose eyes slowly shift back and forth as a crooked smile curls his lips. He walks up to you, looks you up and down.
Oh, there must be a traveling show in town, he says, sniggering. That's a very nice clown costume. Who art thou?
I am Attentive.
Very well, Attentive. What dost thou want?
Well, who are you, sir?
My name is Morphin.
What do you do, Morphin?
I'm a merchant who operates one of the most thriving businesses in Paws, which includes the slaughterhouse.
The slaughterhouse, you say?
I take it thou hast noticed the smell. If so, I do apologize.
He shrugs his shoulders, grinning, and holds his palms upward.
I think of it as a smell of success. Thou mayst purchase some meat if thou so wishest.
So you work here, obviously, in Paws.
I do suppose my ventures are profitable enough for me to afford to move to Britain, but things are so much less expensive here. Of course, the theft has me a bit wary. If thou dost wish to know more about the people here, speak to the couple who run the fellowship shelter, Feridwin in Britta.
The theft, you say? There was a theft here?
Thou art a stranger in Paws. Beware of the thief who roams this town. The culprit has stolen a quantity of my valuable silver serpent venom.
Silver serpent venom?
A terrible crime causing me no small amount of monetary distress. It has caused the surrounding community to worry about their possessions as well. I would be thine humble servant shouldst thou investigate the matter. Wilt thou? Well, yes, I'm always glad to serve the cause of justice. Then I shall cooperate fully, my lord. He bows. So you're a merchant, you say? Oh, I sell a little of this and that here and there. Wherever there's a demand, I try to supply it. What do you supply? I keep a small stock of silver serpent venom from time to time, which I sell to the apothecary in Britain for a modest profit. The government is trying to control sales of it until they can determine how dangerous the effects are. The effects of it? They're widely known. Silver serpent venom is a reagent that, when ingested in small doses, temporarily enhances one's physical strength, stamina, and quickness, along with bringing a feeling of euphoria. After the effects wear off, the subject feels quite drained. This tends to make them want to take it again. Prolonged use in such a fashion will bring about a condition that deteriorates the skin, eventually causing it to rot away. Finally, too great a dose or too great an accumulation of doses is fatal, as the venom is a deadly poison. It may very well have some healing properties when used in other ways we have yet to discover, but any user of the venom should not do so without caution. Has anybody used it that you know of? I do not believe I've noticed anyone in town who's showing the symptoms of venom use. From now on I shall keep a watch, so thou shouldst ask again later. So you sell it to the apothecary. His name is Kessler. And there's a big demand for that sort of stuff? There's quite a demand for the venom of the silver serpent in certain areas, for instance. How much does meat cost? I sell mutton, beef, and ham. Which wouldst thou like? We're not going to buy anything right now. Some other time, perhaps. Alright, well, we'll be on our way, Morphin. Good day to thee. So this guy runs a slaughterhouse. There's the cows. And there's the slaughterhouse. Alright, so you notice the avatar saying, I'm a bit hungry. Let's bring up the stats, the inventory here. And I want to show you one more thing here. If you click on the little heart, it shows you the person's statistics. Their strength, dexterity, and intelligence, as well as their skill in combat and magic, how many hit points they have and such, their experience and their level. You can see both Sparks and YOLO's stats there. But if I click on the avatars right now, you'll notice the fork and the knife. Any status ailments, including hunger, are listed here on the bottom. So Attentive needs food. Unlike in Ultima 6, we do have to eat. We can't get away with not carrying food. You know, it's used for more than just healing at a campsite. We have to eat or we could starve to death. So Avatar's going to have some bread. Ah, very tasty, and that took away that indicator there. Let's also have an apple. Just get us a little bit less hungry. Ah, very tasty. So there's a thief in town. Let's continue looking around. Let's head to the right this time. There's the Paws docks, okay. Let's head up this way. Oh, here's a nice little house. Let's see who lives here. Collectibles, antiques. You see an old woman who gives you a smile of grandmotherly sweetness. You can see immediately that her vision is poor. Hello, lady. What's your name? My name is Beverly. And what do you do, Beverly? Why, I run the House of Items here in Paws. The House of Items? It's a shop that sells antiques and previously used items. Running this shop allows me to remain youthful and active. It's heartening to sell things to the poor people of this town that they might not otherwise be able to afford. Oh, okay. So, what do you think about Paws? Here in Paws, the people have very little money, but it matters not because they care for each other. What do you have for sale, Beverly? There are many rare and fine things to be bought here in my shop. Bargains to be had nowhere else in all of Britannia. What sort of fine things? Let me see. There's a cradle for sale, a rocking horse, a bell, an hourglass, a spittoon, a lute, a sextant. Since I'm moving a bit more slowly these days, I let my customers help themselves and take what they have bought. Providing they pay me first, of course. I do trust folks to pay me the correct amount. I am nearly blind, I'm afraid. Well, if we have need of any of these types of items, we'll go ahead and buy them. How much does the sextant cost? I have a sextant that was sold by the world-famous shipwright Owen of Minok. They are going to be building a monument to him, I understand.
Anyway, the sailor who sold it to me had just suffered some harrowing experience out on the waters. He said when he sold it to me that he was going to retire. He obviously did not realize the value of this item. But I can let thee have it for 20 gold pieces. Dost thou wish to buy it? Yeah, let's go ahead and grab a sextant. I was going to buy one earlier. I mentioned that in the last episode. Thou mayest take thy sextant, and may thou always have smooth sailing. Well, if we have any need of any of these other items, we know where to come. Goodbye, Beverly. A good day to thee, my lord. Let's go ahead and grab the sextant. Where is it? I don't see a sextant. That's a lute. That's a lyre, rather. Oh, there it is. All right, let's go ahead and grab this. We'll drag it to the avatar, and now we have a sextant. So what we can do is, let me go ahead and bring up our inventory. Now if I go ahead and click on our map, it now displays, see this little icon? It tells us exactly where we are on the map. That's the use of having a sextant. It's almost like she runs like a little thrift shop here. That's really cool. All right, let's be on our way. Who's that person? You see a beggar leaning on a crutch. His eyes shine like diamonds with sheer bitterness. Hello, what's your name, sir?
My name is Comor.
And what do you do, Comor?
I'm a dancer, my lord.
He cannot keep a straight face and almost falls off his crutches. So you're a beggar. I was not always a beggar. Like Fen and Merrick, I used to be a farmer too, but times got worse and times are always bad in Paws. Times are always bad in Paws? A veritable wonderland, is it not? Who are Fen and Merrick? Fen and me are chums and will be to the day we die. We share in each other's vast expanses of wealth. And Merrick? A royal rotten egg he is. Merrick turned his back on us and now spends each night in a warm, cozy bed. Which is more than either one of us have had in some time. What do you mean he turned his back on you? The only thing worse than this miserable existence is having Merrick sniff around and try to recruit us. The bloody parasite. Recruit you? Huh. So they were your chums? Fen and me have been friends since we were little tiny babies. And you share in your wealth? Yea, verily, Fen and I share all that we own, which, in its totality, is the clothes on our backs and the snot in our throats. So, but your other friend now has a warm bed. Merrick sleeps in the shelter run by the Fellowship. They feed him, too. He had to join before they would help him. The Fellowship, you say? We could have joined, but they're a foul lot. Anybody acting so bloody nice must be up to no good. There's some compromises we will not make, even to survive. So there's a Fellowship-run shelter in this town, you're saying? The shelter? 'Tis a large building filled with fawning hypocrites. Thou shouldst have little trouble finding it. Let's go ahead and give him some money. Wilt thou give me a bit of money? Sure. How much? We'll give him 5 gold pieces. Thank thee, my lord. Well, have a good day, sir. Hold thine head high, my lord. And that must be his other friend. Come back here. You see a beggar. You cannot tell from the look on his face whether he's about to laugh or cry. What is your name, sir? My name is Fen, my lord. And your job? He looks away from you shamefully. I have none, my lord. No job? I used to be a farmer in more prosperous times. I used to work with Comor and Merrick. Yeah, we just met Comor. He's my best friend and the bravest man I know. Oh, please, thou art making mine eyes leak. And Merrick, I think we heard about him. Merrick joined the Fellowship so he could live in their shelter, the poor sod. Live in the shelter? If thou art so unfortunate as to want to live there, thou wouldst do better on the corner with Comor and I. Here on the corner? Even when pockets are light, there's still some mercy left in this world. Begging for money's not a proud profession, but there are worse ones. Like, at least we do not have to do what Merrick does. He recruits for the Fellowship. The Fellowship. We keep hearing about them. If the Fellowship truly wants to help people, why would they let us starve just because we don't want to join? They cannot answer that one. Don't worry, we shall not starve. Camille sends her son Tobias with food and clothing for us every so often. Camille, you say? Camille's a good woman. She lives at the farm bordering the dairy. And Tobias? He's a fine lad, always willing to give us a hand, unlike that rude urchin Garrett. Garrett? He's the son of Feridwin and Britta, who run the shelter. Garrett crosses the road to avoid us. We would not want the likes of him walking down our side of the road anyway. So there was a thief in town, we've heard. Do you know anything about that? Be wary, for there is a thief in this town. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant Morphin, who runs the slaughterhouse. Let's go ahead and give him money as well. Wilt thou give me a bit of money? Yes, we'll give him 5 as well. Thank thee, my lord. Goodbye, sir. Good fortune to you, my lord. Alright, let's continue on our way. Things aren't very good in Paws. They're not quite as good as when we were here last. Somebody else is asking for food. Let's see who it is. Yolo's hungry. Let's see if Yolo's holding any food. He is, so let's go ahead and give him his bread. And his meat. We'll be buying more food before we're done, of course. Oh, looks like a mill. There's flour here. They must make bread here. You see a man covered in the sweat of a hard day's work. Good morning, sir. Who are you?
I am Thurston.
And what do you do, Thurston?
I operate the mill here in Paws.
Oh. What do you do here at the mill?
The local economy depends upon the mill for flour, so I ensure that the mill runs. Sometimes I feel that keeping the wheels turning is the only reason to live.
Really?
I have no wife or family. I have thought about joining the fellowship, but I refuse. I have nothing but my work and a drink at the Salty Dog now and then.
At the Salty Dog?
In truth, I go there more to be near Polly, the innkeeper, than for the wine. But she's always busy tending bar and has no time for me, I am sure.
So you don't want to join the fellowship?
I know they do good work here in town, but there's just something about them that makes me uncomfortable.
Us too. So how do you like Paws?
In case thou hadst not noticed, the people who live here are not so well off as their cousins who live in Britain. In fact, we even had a theft recently.
Ah, theft. We've heard about that.
Indeed, thou shouldst be wary, my lord. There is a thief in this town. Morphin, a merchant, had several vials of valuable silver snake venom stolen.
Snake venom?
It's procured from the silver serpent. I believe gargoyles used it habitually in the old days.
I'm not so sure what it might do to a human. Perhaps Morphin can tell thee more. Oh, he did already. So you mill flour here?
A sack will cost thee 12 gold. Art thou interested in purchasing some?
No, not right now. Perhaps next time, my lord.
Well, goodbye, sir. Good day to thee, my lord.
Okay, well, this is the mill. And if we wanted to buy flour and mill it into bread, we could do that. Ultima 7 lets you do lots of stuff like that. Let's see what house this is. You see a cheerful, handsome young man who gives you a friendly wave as you approach. Hello, what's your name, sir?
My name is Andrew. How art thou, my lord?
What do you do, Andrew?
I'm the owner and proprietor of the dairy here in Paws.
Oh, okay, the dairy.
Yes, I sell milk and cheese. Thou mayst find the dairy between Camille's farm and the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, we heard about Camille earlier. Camille's a good woman. She's still an advocate of the old virtues. She runs the farm by herself. Well, with the help of her son, Tobias. Tobias, you say. A rather defensive young lad. I cannot say I know that much about him. So let's see, you sell milk and cheese. A gallon will cost you 3 gold. Art thou interested in buying some? Not right now. And cheese? 2 gold each. No, we're fine. I understand, my lord. Perhaps when thou dost become more hungry. So, tell us about the slaughterhouse. The slaughterhouse is run by Morphin, the merchant. He's always busy, coming and going at all hours, sometimes carrying things. He bought the slaughterhouse a few years ago, soon after he joined the fellowship. I knew the previous owner. The previous owner? I was just a lad when I first saw the old slaughterhouse. The old man who owned it even showed me the storeroom in there once. The door to it's locked. I think Morphin has the key somewhere in his house. I wonder what's in that storeroom. Let's ask what he thinks about Paws. Of course, everyone's up in arms about this business concerning the missing venom. Yeah, we heard about that. Be wary, for there is a thief in this town. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from Morphin. It could be hidden anywhere. With all the trade that occurs in this town, it would be easy to hide. I do not know much else about the substance. Perhaps Morphin himself would know what kinds of effects it might produce. Yeah, we already talked to him about that. All right, well, we'll be on our way, Andrew. I hope I was of some assistance to thee, my lord. Okay, well, there's a farm there. Let's see what this building is here. That music sounds familiar. I don't think we can get through the fence this way, so let's keep going this way. Let's go back the way we came. Can we go through there? Oh, no. We're gonna have to go through the house to get out of here. Okay, so here's the Fellowship Shelter. You see a nervous man who constantly blinks. He sees you and looks like he's in a snit. Who art thou? I am Attentive. Very well, Attentive. What dost thou want? Well, what is your name, sir? I am Merrick. Ah, this is the friend of the two beggars we met. What do you do, Merrick? I used to be a farmer here in Paws. Now I suppose I work for the Fellowship. I live in their shelter. You work for the Fellowship. The Fellowship's a wonderful organization that's open to all the people of Britannia. I have learned so much through studying its philosophy, and it has helped me to live my life to the fullest. Through the Fellowship, I'm able to achieve what I've set out to do in life, and I'm a better person for having joined. You used to be a farmer, you said. I was a farmer. Of course, that was before the 7-year drought. Comor, Fenn, and myself were reduced to paupers. We met them, of course. You said Comor? He once owned one of the largest farms in all of Britannia. He was born to wealthy parents. After he lost his farm, he took to sleeping along the road. One night, a gang of bullies wanted to steal his gold. He had none, so they beat him until he was lame. He's a very bitter man. Tragic. And Fenn? Fenn was a farm laborer and one of Comor's most trusted friends. With the farm gone, Fenn just did not have any place to go or any way to live. So you were all reduced to paupers, you said. For years, Comor, Fenn, and I lived off the rubbish of others, sleeping by the side of the road. Then I found the Fellowship, and my life was changed for the better. I've tried to share my newfound fortune with my friends, but I fear they hate me for being more resourceful than they. So you live here in Paws with everyone else? I've lived here in Paws all my life. I will not leave it now. I shall never leave. Well, tell me more about this philosophy you discovered. The Fellowship advances the philosophy of sanguine cognition, a way to apply the confident order of thought to one's life, through what is called the triad of inner strength. And of course, it's more of the stuff about the three triads of, the triad of inner wisdom. And no, we don't want to join. Oh, well, perhaps thou canst become enlightened another time. So what do you know about this thief, Merrick? I've heard that some of Morphin's venom hath been stolen. I cannot imagine who would do it, unless it was that brat that lives with the farmer widow. The brat, you said? I believe his name is Tobias. Oh, wow. And the widow? I believe her name is Camille. Well, we'll be on our way, Merrick. Good day, Attentive. And who's this person here? You see a small man with a twisted, sloped posture. He looks you up and down before deciding he will speak to you. I had gotten word that thou wert coming to our town. I have been expecting thee. I must admit, though, that I find it difficult to believe that thou art truly the Avatar. What is your name, sir? My name is Feridwin. What do you do, Feridwin? I run the Fellowship Shelter with my wife Britta and my son Garrett here in Paws. The Fellowship Shelter? Wouldst thou like to join? Not right now. Thou dost not yet comprehend how much thy life could be improved through the guidance of the Fellowship. Well, tell me more about your shelter. This is the only place in all of Britannia designed for the aid and care of the poor. It is hard work, but then one strives to be worthy of that which we wish to receive. And you work here with your wife, you said, Britta? A wonderful woman, thou shouldst meet her. And your son Garrett, you said. Thankfully, we have been able to raise our son properly by emphasizing the teachings of the Fellowship. Garrett shall not be trapped in the poverty of his surroundings. He shall be intellectually, spiritually, and morally superior. He's talented, too. Talented, you say? He plays the whistle panpipes extremely well for a lad his age. Britta and I are very proud. He could probably attend the music hall in Britain when he's older. Oh, that's very nice. So tell me more about the town, Feridwin. As this is a small town with few privileges and little privacy, our family has come to know everyone in Paws quite well. Is there someone about thou dost wish to hear about? I am well acquainted with these people. Oh, well, tell me about all of them. Tell me about the merchants. They would be Morfin, Andrew, Thurston, and Beverly. Well, we met Morfin. Morfin's a clever and industrious member of the Fellowship. He runs the local slaughterhouse and is also a snake venom merchant. Morfin, the local merchant, informs me that a quantity of silver serpent venom was stolen from him. The thief is still at large, so be wary. Of course, I do not know why anyone would want this vile substance. It's surely not good for one's health. What about Thurston? Thurston owns the mill. He could do better if he ran his business with more of an eye toward profit. And Beverly, we met her, she ran that thrift store. She's nearly blind elderly woman who runs the antique shop on the east side of the river. And Andrew, we met, he runs the dairy place. Andrew is such a happy young man, he doth not notice the myriad of personal problems that he's afflicted with. Really? Well, tell me about the farmers. That would be Camille and her son, Tobias. Yeah, we'd heard about Camille. She's a sad woman, a widow, who's living in the past. 'Tis a pity, really. Fortunately, her husband left her the farm, which does happen to turn a profit. And Tobias, her son? A local rascal. I normally would not allow Garrett to associate with such a troublemaker, but the Fellowship has taught me to be a tolerant parent. Besides, associating with my son might do the lad some good. Who knows? Well, tell me about the people living in the shelter. Our residents include Alina and her child, and Merrick. Who's Alina? Her husband is currently in Britain somewhere. I do not know the details. She has a small child. And Merrick? We met him. A splendid example of the Fellowship turning someone's life around. Presently, he resides in our shelter. And what about the beggars? We met them, of course. Fen and Comor. Yeah. Oh, them. Comor and Fen. Feridwin rolls his eyes. What about Comor? Comor's the most hateful man I've ever met. He's a bundle of bitterness. In all the time I've known him, Comor has never spoken a word to me that was not at best a thinly veiled insult. What about Fen? Fen is a beggar who refuses all aid from the Fellowship. A pathetic case. Not even his former friend Merrick can reach him anymore. Well, we'll be on our way, Feridwin. Mayst thou walk with the Fellowship. There just seems to be a lot of judgment going on here on the part of this person. What's this scroll say? Keep Britannia clean, send the gargoyles back. Paid for by the Britannian Purity League. What in the world is going on in Britannia these days? Here's a book of the Fellowship. We'll read that later. Let's talk to the rest of the people here. A stern-looking woman stares back at you without humor. Good morning, milady. I am Britta. And what do you do, Britta? I help my husband, Feridwin, run the Fellowship shelter in Paws. Ah, Feridwin? My husband is the most honorable man I have ever met in my life. Do not put stock in the proud boasts of wives, good Avatar. I am a simple man who only does what he can. And you are a member of the Fellowship. Thou should speak to mine husband of the Fellowship. I am certain thou wilt be most impressed by what he shall have to tell thee. So you help run the shelter here. Running the shelter is hard work for mine husband and me, but it is worth the effort to ease the suffering of those less fortunate than we. So how do you like it here in Paws? We hear about everything that goes on in Paws. If I do not know about it, then mine husband does. Is there anyone in particular thou dost wish to know about? Certainly. I know about these people. Let's ask what she has to say about them. So Alina was the lady that's staying here. Alina lives in the shelter with her baby. Poor thing. Her husband is a common thief who even now sits in prison. Oh no. But we shall help her get her life straightened out once we persuade her to join the Fellowship. She's not smart enough, thou knowest, to see the advantages for herself. She must be carefully instructed. What about Camille? Camille is a farm widow. She tends to live in the past, following the old virtues and questioning the ways of the fellowship. These country folk are so superstitious, thou knowest. It is a fault of their low intellect. She does not even notice what a hooligan her boy Tobias is growing up to be. Not at all like our son Garrett. Well, what about Tobias? A simply wretched little urchin, always sulking, but then one must realize that he has no father to discipline him properly. So, but what about your son Garrett? I heard he's a nice lad. Britta beams. Garrett is a wonderful son. He is being raised to follow the values of the fellowship. His worthiness has been rewarded. Rewarded? How so? Garrett is so talented at the whistle panpipes. It is truly a gift. What about Polly? You know about her. Polly runs the local tavern to be near people. She's a lonely soul and feels that there is simply no one who wishes for her heart. It makes me so sad to think of her. She could find all the companionship she could want if she would join the fellowship. What do you know about the thief? One of our members, a local merchant named Morphin, had a shipment of silver serpent venom stolen from him. Not that I care about the venom itself, but is it not shocking? I've never seen any myself. I have no idea what it does to someone, but it cannot possibly be good. Oh well, goodbye. Mayst thou walk with the fellowship, Avatar. This must be that other lady. You see a simple peasant woman. Her face is etched with sorrow. What is your name? I am Alina. And your job? I have none, my lord, save for being the mother of my child. I am waiting for mine husband Weston to return from Britain. Weston, you say? Mine husband is imprisoned in Britain for stealing fruit from the royal orchards. He stole from the orchards? Mine husband is no thief, my lord. He went there to buy fruit for the child and me, so that we would have enough to eat. He's been wrongfully accused, I am certain of it. We are very poor. My baby and I are presently living in the fellowship shelter because we have nowhere else to go. Here in the shelter? We're fortunate that we're able to live by the fellowship's good graces, but I do not know how long we'll be allowed to stay. Allowed? You won't be allowed to stay here? They tell me the shelter is only for members of the fellowship. Unless I join soon, I shall be asked to leave. And I have nowhere else to go. You're staying here with your child. Cassie's my daughter, just a wee babe. She's mine only joy. So they're asking you to join the fellowship. It was a member of the fellowship that has accused my husband. Now they wish for me to join them. Who accused him? They say if I join, they will attempt to free my husband, but it was they who unjustly accused him. I cannot trust them, but I fear I may have no choice. I cannot join the fellowship without feeling that I am betraying mine husband. How could I become one of those who have falsely accused him? Yet if I do not, they will not allow my child and me to live here. She sobs and covers her face with her hands. It is so unfair. I must choose between starvation and betrayal. If only Weston were here. I do not know what to do. We'll have to see about that when we get to Britain. Pleasant day to thee, my lord. Perhaps we can do something when we go to Britain. Maybe we can help her husband or find out what's going on. I thought I just saw someone else walking past here. We already talked to you. But I saw someone else walk past here. But they seem to be blocked by the rooftop here. There it is. You see a jovial young man who gives you a friendly greeting. Good morning. Who are you, young lad? I'm Garrett, the son of Feridwin and Britta. Oh, we heard about you. We met Feridwin. My father works for the Fellowship helping the poor people in Paws. He tries to recruit them, but most refuse. Recruit them? My father was once the head recruiter in Britain until they moved him here. I once heard him talking to Mother about how the Fellowship was wasting its time here. Really? See, so he's trying to recruit the poor people. My father says that the poor people reject the Fellowship because the triad of inner strength requires strength of character. Really? Strength of character? So they don't have strength of character? My father says the poor are weak of character, and that's why they're poor. They do not have to be. They're just too lazy to work. Dost thou agree? No, I can't say I agree with that. Then thou must be a person of weak character also. So your mother is Britta? Oh, she's just my mother. She does whatever my father doth tell her to do. What do you think of Paws? Actually, I do not like this town very much. The people here are all poor, and the only one my own age is Tobias. And, he adds, there's a thief here. We heard about the thief. Well, tell me about Tobias. He and his mother reject the fellowship. They are witless and stupid, and I do not like them. Well, tell me about that thief. There is a thief in this town. Our merchant Morphin had some valuable silver serpent venom stolen from him. The culprit is still free. So be wary. All right, well, we'll be on our way, Garrett. Goodbye, then. Here's another house, and there's more farmland behind it. We're going to look around, because we still haven't found Tobias and his mother, and they are farmers, we've heard, so this might be their farm. Perhaps we can find them. No, I don't see anybody around. Let's look over here. No, I don't see anybody. According to Faradwin, those are the last two people, the only two people in town we haven't spoken to yet, so... All right, well, let's head back down to the tavern real quick. Is that Garrett again? Ah, stop moving. A pleasant day to thee, my lord, says Garrett. Goodbye, then. I want to do one thing really quickly over at the tavern. At the Salty Dog. Oh, here's some more people. You see a farm woman. She rubs her hands, which are covered with dirt and lines drawn by toil. My dreams have become reality. Thou art the Avatar, art thou not? I recognize thee immediately. What is your name, ma'am? My name is Camille Avatar. It is an honor to meet thee. What do you do, Camille? I've heard you run a farm. I run a small farm here in Paws with my son Tobias. I am a widow. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm guessing that boy sitting over there is Tobias. He's basically a good boy. He works hard and misses his father. So you run that farm in the north part of town? I grow a few crops, especially carrots and wheat. Oh. I believe my carrots are especially tasty. Wouldst thou like to purchase some? They would only cost thee 1 gold for 3. Not right now, but perhaps later. If that is thy wish, Avatar, but they are quite good. And she also sells wheat. So how do you feel about Paws? Life is hard here in Paws. It's a town of poor people with all the ills that poverty brings. At least the Fellowship brings us some relief. Oh yeah, the Fellowship, you say. I'm not sure whether I trust the Fellowship. It has undoubtedly done some good things in this world, so it cannot be all bad. Or at least the people in it cannot be all bad. But you're talking about the ills that people face in this world. Recently, our town has been plagued by a thief. Some silver serpent venom was stolen from the merchant Morphin, who operates the slaughterhouse. We heard about that. All right, well, we'll be on our way now, for now, Camille. Pleasant journey, Avatar. She's putting some food out for her son. I'm guessing that's him here. You see a sulking lad who doesn't seem to want to look you in the eye. Just what I need. Another Avatar, he mumbles under his breath. Guessing you must be Tobias. I am Tobias. I suppose I'm to believe thou art someone important. What do you do, Tobias? I'm too young to have a job. I just help my mother on the farm. The farm, you say? My mother grows grain. Surely thou canst find the farm. It's just north of the shelter. Tobias looks at you as if he thinks you are a bit dim. Your mother's Camille, isn't she? Her name is Camille. She speaks of thee, or rather, she speaks of the Avatar, is what I meant to say. Some people in town think she's mad because she still believes in the 8 virtues. Thou hast already met her. Do you not believe in the 8 virtues? My mother once took me to the Shrine of Sacrifice when I was younger. That was soon after my father died, so I do not remember it very well. I do not think it's there anymore, for she never talks about going back. I think that perhaps she does not want to mention it because there's so many in town who belong to the Fellowship, and because it makes her sad. Well, what do you think of the Fellowship? For the first time, he looks you in the eye. I hate the Fellowship. The only other person in town my own age is that Crichton Garrett, and it's all he ever talks about. He's always trying to convince my mother to join. He clenches his fist angrily. Please do not mention them again. So you don't want your mother to join? Those bloody Fellowship people know that everyone is... Those bloody Fellowship people know that everyone is never more than a meal away from being penniless. They say that they want us to join immediately because a shelter is intended to help only Fellowship members. If we ever need to live there, they may have to turn us away in favor of other Fellowship members. So you don't like Garrett very much. He's the only other boy in town anywhere near mine age. His parents do not want him playing with me because they think that associating with those kind of people will hamper his education or some such rubbish. I cannot stand the little bastard. And I hate the way he plays those stinking whistle panpipes. So, let's ask him about the shelter. It's that place just south of here. It's run by the Fellowship. We already asked about the Fellowship. So, you don't believe I'm the Avatar? Art thou truly the Avatar? I am, sir. I am, lad, rather. Thou art no Avatar, Tobias frowns. Yeah, this poor boy's not in very good shape right now. He's missing his father, and I don't know, doesn't really like his life. We'll be on our way. Be on thy way then, O great and wise Avatar. So I wanted to talk to the innkeeper lady here, real quick. What can I do for thee, my lord? Let's talk to her about Thurston. You relate to Polly what you heard Thurston say about her. She's taken completely by surprise. Thurston really said that about me? I've always liked him, but in truth I've always thought I was not good enough for him. We didn't ask her about the thief before. There is a thief in town, because we hadn't talked about the theft yet. Silver serpent venom was stolen from Morphin, the merchant who operates the slaughterhouse. Good day to thee, my lord. Alright, let's be on our way. No one seems to know anything really about this theft. I don't want to go digging through people's personal possessions trying to find it, or... No one seems to be displaying the symptoms of Silver Serpent abuse, so... Avatar! Oh, Avatar, I have news! Garrett, my son, told me that Tobias was in possession of some silver snake venom. I went to investigate and found Tobias with it. I've often said that Tobias was no good. Now here is proof. He is a thief that has been preying upon one of our honest merchants. And to think I let him come into contact with my son. I hope he shall be dealt with in a manner appropriate to one who is leading youth astray from the way of the Fellowship. I suggest that thou go and speak with his mother at once. Camille should keep a tighter rein on her offspring. Oh, wow. I hate to think that Tobias was doing that, but I mean, the poor boy lost his father. He obviously doesn't have a father figure in his life. He obviously is very angry and bitter about a lot of stuff. Let's go talk to his mother. Let's see if they're still in here. Oh no, they may have already gone home. Avatar, my son Tobias has been wrongly accused. He is no thief, and I cannot believe a vial of venom was found in his possession. I truly believe it was planted there. Please, I beg thee, please clear my son's name. He has done no wrong. I know my son Tobias has suffered for not having a father. I've tried my best on my own to raise him well, but this farm requires so much work that I fear I do not have enough time to devote to him. But I know in mine heart that my son is not a thief. Might I suggest that thou speak with Morphin again? He may have recognized signs of usage of this foul substance in other members of the village. I want to talk to Tobias if he's here, but I don't see him, so let's head back. There's Thurston. Let's talk to you about Polly. You relate to Thurston what Polly said about him. He looks at you with joyous surprise. Did Polly really say these things? It's ridiculous that she believes I'm too good for her. Suddenly he forgets his work and starts hurrying around in excitement. For years I've loved this woman from afar. I will begin courting her immediately. That's awesome. Have a good day, Thurston. Good day to thee, my lord. Let's go talk to, Morph. There he is. Morphin's right there. So, we've heard that Tobias is the one who stole the venom from you. I am not so sure Tobias was the one who stole the venom. I've not seen any of the signs of venom use in Tobias, and I'm quite familiar with its symptoms. But now that I think about it, I have noticed that Garrett has appeared very tired lately. He seems hyperactive one moment and unhealthy the next. Garrett, you say, the son of the Fellowship Shelter people? Perhaps I should make a search of Garrett's belongings. Which reminds me, I saw him earlier playing near the slaughterhouse. He dropped this key. Perhaps it opens something significant. Here it is. Alright, Morphin, we'll look into it. Good day to thee. Sorry. So there's a key. Let's take a look. Now Spark's asking to eat, so let's bring up his inventory. And we will feed him. Okay. Let's head north to the Fellowship shelter here. A pleasant day to thee, my lord, says Garrett. So, what about Tobias? I've said it 1,000 times. Tobias is weak of character. He and his mother are poor just because they're lazy. Now I'm proven right because Tobias is a thief who has been caught. Goodbye, then. So I wonder which belongings belong to Tobias. Well, there's the whistle panpipes right there. I'm playing the panpipes now. Let's try unlocking. I'm not sure which of these two keys might open that chest. Let's try this one. Unlocked. Let's see, there's pants, a mirror, and a bag with silver serpent venom in it. Interesting. Let's take that. And let's go speak to Tobias again. Pleasant day to thee, my lord, says Garrett. We found the venom in your chest, Garrett. Thou hast found me out. Yes, it was I who planted the venom on Tobias. He did deserve it. I beg thee, please do not tell my parents. You planted on Tobias? I stole the venom from Morphin so I could put the blame on Tobias. Really? You stole it from Morphin? I do not know why Morphin has it or what he does with it. I only knew that it was valuable and that it would cause everyone to worry if it was stolen. Garrett does not meet your eyes. You instinctively know that he's not telling the truth and may very well have been using the venom. Garrett shuffles his feet and frowns. Well, I tried it just once. I am sorry. I will never use it again. I thought that if Tobias were accused of stealing something that everyone would notice. His mother would join the fellowship and force him to join too. It would improve their lives and force them to see the truth about themselves. Really? So you don't want me to tell your parents? Wilt thou tell my parents? Absolutely. Thou art weak of character, or otherwise thou wouldst understand what I tried to do. I may not have told the truth about Tobias stealing the venom, but I know that he's up to no good. He shall come to a bad end, just thou wait and see. Goodbye, then. Thou dost wish to speak with me again, Avatar? Says Faradwin. The case has been solved. Thankfully, we can now put this business of snake venom fest behind us, thanks to thy thorough efforts. I shall deal with my son. Let us speak of this no more. Oh no, I guess I did it in the wrong order. I'm supposed to say Garrett caught. Thou dost say my son is admitted to stealing the venom? I do not know what to say. My thanks, Avatar, for uncovering the truth. Thou art a resourceful person. Unfortunately, thy discovery has upset me a great deal. Are you going to take action? I promise thee. I shall apply the necessary discipline to my son to ensure that this bad habit he has picked up from the local riffraff will not trouble this community again. This guy hasn't learned anything. No matter that Tobias did not personally steal the venom himself, he caused the theft by means of his corrupting influence on my son. While his actions are just short of criminal, I still blame Tobias. Well, goodbye to you, sir. Mayst thou walk with the fellowship. Let's see if his mother is of any more use. Greetings to thee, my lord, you hear Britta say. We found the venom. So Garrett admits he stole the venom vial. I cannot believe it. I do not know what to say. Britta frowns even more than before. If thou dost ask me, 'twas all a plot to get my little boy in trouble. If thou hadst not come to town, this entire incident would not have happened. Well, we'll be on our way then. May I walk with the Fellowship, Avatar? These people didn't learn anything from this experience. Let's go talk to Camille and her son. Let's see if they're... Here they are. Let's talk to Tobias. Ah, come back here. Yes, Avatar? Tobias asks. Okay, let's see. Goodbye, Avatar. Good luck to thee. He doesn't really say anything new, but he does call us Avatar now. A little more seriously, it seems. Oh, there she is. How art thou, my lord? Camille asks. We've cleared Tobias. He was innocent after all. You tell Camille how you discovered that Garrett was really the thief, and that her son Tobias has been cleared. I want to thank thee for finding the thief in our town and clearing my son's name. It does mine heart good to see the Avatars return to us once again, and that thou dost care enough about the people of Britannia to help solve our local troubles here in Paws. Again, Avatar, I thank thee. Well, we'll be going on our way now, Camille. Pleasant journey, Avatar. Well, we solved the case of the missing silver serpent venom. Let's go back to Morphin one last time and let him know the result of all of this. Nope, can't go that way. I believe this is his building here. He might be over at the pub still. Yep, I bet that's him over there.
Greetings, Attentive, says Morphin.
Let's return the venom to him.
I thank thee for ferreting out the thief and returning my snake venom. So Garrett was the culprit, eh? I'm not surprised now that I think about it. I must keep a closer tabs on my venom from now on.
Alright, well, we'll be on our way, Morphin.
Good day to thee.
The last thing I want to do in the town of Paws here is let's talk to Polly real quick. And let's purchase, let's talk to her about Thurston again. You relate to Polly what you heard, oh, this is just the same thing we learned about from before. I want to go ahead and buy some food. Let's go ahead and buy some jerky. We can get 10 pieces for 12 gold, so let's go ahead and buy 30 pieces altogether, 10 for each person. 3 sets. Yolo says he'll carry some. Excellent. Is there something else thou mayst wish to buy? Not right now. Goodbye, Polly. Good day to thee, my lord. Let's quickly just arrange our inventory here. Yolo's carrying some of it. The Avatar has quite a bit. Oh my goodness, look at all this. And what they did was they just loaded up as much as they could into his inventory until it was full. And then they handed more to Yolo. So he's holding 3, 4, whoops, 5, 6. Give 10 pieces there. We'll give 10 to Spark. Oops. Okay, we still have this bag that was left over from Garrett. Let's go ahead and put our keys in the bag so we don't lose them underneath everything else. We're going to have to be very careful about how we organize our inventory here because things can get very quickly buried under other things, as you can see. Like our lockpicks are here and a torch is there. Alright, let's be on our way. So let's head out of town. We're going to head north towards the town of Britain because we still have a murder to solve. This little diversion in Paws doesn't absolve us of our responsibility to bring that killer to justice. Spark's father, was murdered and his killer is still out there. So we're going to head up out of town. We're going to head north towards the town of Britain to try to discover the man with a hook for a hand. And that's what we're going to do in our next episode. In our next episode, we're traveling to the town of Britain. I'll see you then.